Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who have been waiting, we are finally doing something model related again. Recently I had watched a Vice Grip Garage pull a car out of a storage unit that's been sitting for 20 plus years, whatever. And the color was gorgeous, burgundy, metallic. And the car itself, not the top of the line, but close enough in my book, even if it was a base model. But it is a Buick. That's right, Grand National. Nope, not a Grand National. It's actually a Buick Regal T-Type, which is the exact same thing, 3.8 turbo, everything there, but it's not Darth Vader black, and it has T-tops. And when I saw it, I thought, yep. Looked up on my shelf. I have a couple of these that are unbuilt, a few of them that are already built, and yep, hard on. I got to do this, man. It's just a gorgeous color, and the car itself deserves it. And I don't really need a reason to build a Buick Grand National, because I'd build it no matter what. I just haven't gotten around to it yet for whatever reason. I would say probably because I couldn't figure out which color I'd want to do it. I already have a couple black ones, a blue one. I've built a wicked cool red one. Anyway, when I saw that burgundy, it's kind of at the top of my I love it colors. But when you open the door and you see this gorgeous plush burgundy interior, yeah, sold. You know, here's my money and some, because, you know, I'm just a fucking idiot and I fell in love for that kind of thing. So anyway, that is the plan. We're going to do this one in burgundy. Might do a little bit of a wheel swap on this. Chrome the bumpers, chrome the grill. Add some chrome parts to it because it's not the Darth Vader black. As far as the T-tops, might paint them on, might not. Yeah, you know, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. But anyway, the real question I have is, should I build this box or should I build this box? Yeah, two boxes. I personally think the High Performance series was less of a production run than the 80s red and yellow stripe on the black box. Plus, this one also comes with the wires. But looking inside these boxes, there's a minor difference. The first obvious difference between the two is, of course, the rims. Here we got the BBS style, and here we got the Grand National specific factory style. So that's minor, seriously minor. Everything else across the board is 100% complete the same. I do believe these would be your normal Goodyear style, and these would be your more wider, different tread pattern. I'd have to double check that. They might be both the same, but I think those are the normal Goodyear Eagles, whereas these are a different brand. But anyway. So anyway, inside the box here, we have, of course, our clear parts, which they're a little scuffed, a little rough, doable, make them work. Very little bit of chrome on here. Not sure what was missing because the motor is started on this one. These were like auction finds. We got our intercooler or cool dash without the dashboard that goes over it. Single piece front suspension, couple other bits. Here we got some nice comfy seats, which will be in burgundy, of course. We got this insane wannabe so-called brake booster thingy going on here. Injector inlet thingy. We got some decals, which, yeah, if you can see them, good. Your eyes are better than mine. But yeah, they're there. We got a chassis with the rear axle already glued on. Yeah, it's doable where it's at. Exhaust already painted, seams not cleaned. Yeah, that's kind of a bugger. Not a big deal considering where I want to go with this one, which is not factory perfect or resto or any of that, because when he pulled it out of the garage, the frame rail had shown lots of signs of hot, cold, moisture, kind of thing going on. As he's beating and banging on the car, there becomes a bit of rust on the floor. And also this pattern is also on the floor, which means I got to rust the exhaust, which means this needs some work and attention in here. And yeah, it's possible I could pop it apart, make it work. We'll figure that out when I get that far. Body-wise, yeah. This would have the glue-on little vents there. It doesn't have the super bulbous fins on it, which is fine. All the underhood goodies are going to have to drill a shit ton of holes for all the wiring, because that's one of my favorite plans on these. Both pillars are good, which that one has a broken pillar. Not sure if it's in the box. But yeah, nice couple piece body. And then here we got the grill, the bumper, the back of the seats, steering column. We got a couple of door panels, and then of course we got the one-piece interior tub, which is wonderful. Got a great looking little hood. We do have the dash. We have the BBS tires on the Goodyear, I'm not sure, G-Force or whatever they're called. We got a little bit of wiring going on. Tail lights, back bumper. Here are the fender extensions for the Grand National, but we won't be using these because this is being a T-type. Here is the little 3.8 turbo, which is that unit right there coming up off the exhaust. Yes. So yeah, we got a little bit of work to do in there if we're going to use this motor, which, it's possible. It's totally doable. I'm fully capable of doing things like that, so we'll work on that as soon as we get that far. Let's see if we get all this stuff back in here somehow. Just like so. Good enough. Now let's go on to the next. Alright, so now the black box. In here we got a pleasant surprise, because clearly there's a couple of windows. We got 2 back windows, 2 front windows, side windows. We got a couple of, looks like Monte Carlo tail lights, and Buick tail lights, and Buick tail lights. So yeah, we might, looks like a couple of, well, I guess they are. Those are definitely Monte Carlo tail lights, so whatever. We have extra parts now. That's good, because I have Monte Carlo kit too. We got our gorgeous hood. Looks like we got some bumpers, interior dash, most already painted in the customary gray, which will have to be redone. And here we have a clean, ready to go chassis. Doesn't look like it has any glue marks anywhere. Probably going to start with this one to simplify things so I don't have to tear into the other one. As I had mentioned, this is busted off right here. It's pretty small. I'm not sure if it's actually twisted or not. Yeah, might be. Probably not too bad, but not a big deal. We got another body. We'll end up with a parts car here. And as you can see, the rest of it's all pretty well still on its trees. Got the engine block, we got the Buick rims, transpan, all that good fun stuff. Shocks, front and rear suspension, exhaust, and I was correct. These are your standard Goodyears. And back in the day, they actually had Goodyear radial GT radials written on them. They're not as wide, they are a taller profile. These may probably be the ones I choose to use if I don't find some, let's just call them badass tires instead, because, cars are badass and badass tires just make them badasser. So, yeah. This one will be the basis for most of it, as far as all the parts being fresh, new, clean, better, unused, etc. whereas the other one will be the body, of course. And in the end, all the remaining parts to build one will probably end up back in this box. I much more prefer this size of a box. As you can see, it's a little shorter, not so big around. Takes up a little less space on the shelf, stacks with the rest of them a lot easier. I personally loved the black and red boxes back in the day. Like I said, these are a little more harder to find in a way. There's a ton of them, but yeah. So anyway, that is the plan, and come back to see some project updates. Not going to do it in primer because my base coat is going to be a darker charcoal metallic, and it's a serious metal flake. The actual body color is going to be Duplicolor Metal Cast Red, which over the darker charcoal is actually going to give me the color I am looking for. I don't know if we can see that with this, so let's find out here. Yeah, we're going to see if we can get this with the shadows. We have white, nickel, primer, silver, chrome-ish, darker charcoal, burgundy, black, and of course gold. Now these are all base coats that I can use if I so choose. And with my clear over the top, too bright. This one not too bad, but it doesn't have any metallic-y sparkle in it. And then we get into the regular silvers, just kind of blah. The chromey silvers got a little darker, a little smoother, but not really that pretty. Get into this darker charcoal, and it has what I'm looking for. The actual burgundy color does get nice and dark, which is better than the black, which is too dark. And then of course the gold just doesn't work for me. Hard to see the sparkles in there, but it has the most metal flake sparkles. And yes, my board is bumpy, whatever. I've been using this thing for quite a few years, as you can tell. Those are layers of paint, and there's about that many more on that part, and this just, you know, it's coming up. But yeah, that's my paint board. But as you can see, this here has the darkest of the colors. Even though that seems a little dark, it's actually not that great. It doesn't have the sparkles like this one does. This actually has a metal flake behind it, which is going to look gorgeous. Yep, that's right, gorgeous. This burgundy here, it's kind of a little bit plumish, but it's a burgundy. This will be my interior base coat because it is a matte satin finish, and then I'll probably touch up details because vinyl and material are two different colors, even though within the same baseline. And then of course there's some other detail odds and ends I will be adding with it, along with, you know, black gauges or white gauges depending on what I feel. So anyway, that is the plan for the project. So stick around, see what happens, and we will go from there. And thank you again for watching. Bye.